Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all have been doing well and had a good weekend. Today we have here a really interesting, I guess you could say custom slash new figure to kind of look at here. Now, before we get into it, I want to preface this by saying, our good friend Cyrus, if you haven't already seen him before, he's been around on the Facebook group for Kong Studios, on Instagram, and he's been obviously in our podcast between Bombastic, Cyrus, and myself. Shameless plug, if you haven't seen that already, go watch it. It's almost like 4 hours long, so enjoy that. But yeah, good talking points and good times as always. But I did want to say, he pointed me out to this like a day or two ago, and I had looked at it. We had saw the pictures, and I wanted to talk about it in video format, and we're doing that today. So we got here what looks to be a Kid BUU in production. All right, now there's no mass production announcement of this yet. Okay, it's just teasing a little bit. And what I noticed, because this is a page I bookmarked like a while ago and I haven't checked it out, this is actually, I believe, TonsenArtToys page. So on the BUU, if you've been on there, it's kind of a Chinese-based website, so a lot of it's in Chinese and different languages and stuff like that. You got to translate it, whatever. And yeah, I've had this page bookmarked for a while, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that at first, when I saw the pictures. So looking at that, I was like, that's interesting, because if you notice, he's obviously doing a BUU kit, and that's been announced for a while. All right, we've gotten a picture kind of showcasing how it's going to look. We know he's working on the antenna and how the articulation is going to flow, and we've had different pictures and stuff like that come about in the last several months. Now, what's really interesting about this potential Kid BUU figure is just like how detailed it is. Now I'll go into this one because it's a little bit close up. So obviously Kid BUU is going to be more or less like Super BUU in terms of articulation. Now the size obviously would be scaled down, and ideally he should be able to perform everything Super BUU can at that scale. Now what's been my thing, people have asked for Kid BUU so much, and my problem has always been I just don't see Tamashii fulfilling him, making him a fulfilling figure right now. They seem to still struggle with small characters to a degree in terms of proportions and whatnot, and I don't know why they make the choices that they do on some of them. And maybe that's a hot take or a bad take, but that's just how I feel, and it's very weird. You've seen how well they do the Curlin 3.0 from last year, and then they give you stuff like Armor Curlin, where the head is super big. The body is kind of minimal in terms of articulation. You get stuff like Pan, and it's just weird, you know what I mean? Like, why can they seem not to be consistent? But in other lines, like, let's take Anya, for example, from Spy X Family. Granted, she has no real good articulation, but they gave her a proper sized head. That kind of stuff is where I get really confused. So, taking in note that Kid BUU is a smaller character, it just makes me very weary. Now, looking at what Tonsen is doing here, I have to take back those statements. It's very possible Tamashii is capable of this, okay? Looking at these pictures, it is very clear that Tamashii would be capable of this. So, I'm going to take back those statements to a degree, but I still would like to see them do it like this. You know what I mean? I have to see Tamashii do it. And that may take a few years because we're still in the Cell Saga. Well, we're moving more into the Cell Saga while we're still finishing up some elements of the Namek Saga. So it might take a while to get to that point. But definitely, if somebody is able to do this now, of their own free will, their own free time, definitely a big company like Tamashii Nations could make a great SH FIGUARTS Kid BUU. So yeah, I want to know what you guys think of this. There has been no announcement on his Instagram from TonsenArtToys or even on this BUU page that this is coming officially in production anytime this year, anytime in the future. This seems to just be kind of like a test, maybe just seeing how people react to it, or maybe just showing off something cool he's doing in the background. We don't know. The best thing I could say, though, is if you actually really like this and you want to see it come, maybe go to his Instagram, TonsenArtToys. I'll link both of the accounts that are out and about right now. in the description and in the comments, so you guys can go there and maybe talk about this kid BUU. Drive some attention to it, because what we know he's doing right now, and I'll list them as we go. So it's going to be the Vegeta effect kits that are up on Omnime currently. He's got the Majin Vegeta heads, both pearl scent and matte, on different shops on AliExpress as well as Omnime. He's also working on a Trunks figure, also working on the BUU Tanks accessory kit, and beyond that, you know, he could be working on this Kid BUU for the future, or maybe doing something else. He has been getting a lot of requests for Goku stuff, so we'll see. But yeah, you know, his plate is pretty full already. It's pretty stacked. But I would definitely love to see this come, because believe me, this would kind of put some tidal waves in the water, you know, with people saying, Tamashii, give us Kid BUU now, you know what I mean? Because you're seeing somebody do it already, and it does look immaculate. Just for a, what appears, what did he say, wax? Red wax, you know what I mean? Just a tease of it, you know what I mean? It looks very, very good. So with that, I'm going to end it there, but I will say, you know, the future is looking bright. And I think that it's crazy that a separate person on their own, or a small group of people, could be doing this. And when you look at a big company like Tamashii, it just makes you wonder, like, how do you not have these kind of people on your team? Because this is insane, you know, how it looks. Not to be like insulting or anything, but it's just insane what people are capable of on their own. That's the best way I could put it. But with that being said, I'm going to end the video here. I'll leave a link to this in case you want to browse through the photos, because these are a little bit more high res than it would be if I think, screenshot them and whatnot. So with that being said, anyways, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and look out for more videos coming. Hopefully some reviews and some other different topics, because just got done watching a couple of movies, and there's some cool figures out there that I do want to talk about. So with that being said, for the third time now, I will catch you guys later. Peace.